Okay, Mark Hughes has signed a 3-year deal to be Southampton's manager till 2021. Now, a lot of managers are signing 3 to 5 year contracts at the moment. This early summer in the off season. Now, he brought in towards the end of this season just gone. Southampton were in the relegation zone. He got them out of it. They stayed up. The players responded to his instructions and his style of play, and they got better. Now, people will look at the end of his time at Stoke and see that it went a bit off the rails, and there were reasons for that. And I've covered that in the fact that they got relegated. Their transfer policy makes not a lot of sense, and some key players have come out and publicly bashed that transfer policy. A couple of key players have come out and said there are certain players who are mercenaries, they're in for the money, and there's other players that haven't performed at the transfer policy. Now, his time at Man City and Fulham, good. He set the basis for what Man City is now. People tend to forget that. He brought in Vincent Kompany up to the club. There were some players who went on to win the Premier League and the FA Cup with Mancini and Pellegrini that he brought in, that laid the foundation of a core that could, lead the way for other players. His time at Fulham, very good. His early time at Stoke, really good. A couple of top 10 finishes in there. It was the last, I would say, season he was there. The end of the season before and beginning of this season, it sort of started to tail off. And transfer policy has something to do with that. So it'll be interesting to see what signings he makes this summer. It'll be interesting to see how much money he's given to spend, because the owners of Southampton have got a bit of money to spend. But the players clearly responded. They got better. They were more positive in their style of play. Now, he did get criticised at Stoke for not being expansive enough and positive enough, but you've got to look at that dressing room at Stoke. Southampton, there's a much better group of players there. Much better group of players who are willing to adjust and adapt. And they obviously just, playing too negative with that style of football that Southampton want to play. They have a very good youth system, so I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Hughes does promote some of the Southampton youth players. I think a lot of the managers will instead of having to spend over the odds in the transfer market, bring through a lot more younger fringe or youth players through into the main squads in the next couple of years. I think that's going to be a trend that's going to continue with the youth of the national side and how young this national side is. I think that is going to be a trend that's going to carry on as more young youth players get a shot, because the transfer market is overinflated. We've seen so many overpriced players flop in not just this league but across Europe and South America. So many overpriced players just not perform when it comes down to it. Now, he's obviously signed a contract till 2021. I wouldn't be surprised if all the managers who've signed these long-term contracts, not a single one of them sees them out, really. But at the same time, it's showing that some clubs are actually giving these managers time. We have to see what happens. I want to hear from Southampton fans what are your views on Mark Hughes. I know his time at Stoke has sort of stained his reputation, QPR notwithstanding as well, but QPR is a different kettle of fish. But his stint at Stoke has really damaged his reputation, which I think is a bit unfair, because you've got to see the players he was working with and the transfer policy, which I don't think was fully his. I don't think that was fully his transfer policy. Why would you get rid of a player like Arnautovic and send out a player like Bojan on loan? Like, seriously. Players that could get you out the mess you're in, why would you let them go? Honestly. So I don't think transfer policy at Stoke was really fully in control of Mark Hughes. We'll see what happens this summer. We'll see what players he tries to bring in. We'll see if he promotes a lot of youth players, because he also did that at Man City when he was first there. A lot of ex-academy Man City players were given more and more game time when he was there. So that'll be interesting to see. But I'll leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. If you are a Southampton fan, place your comments below. I'll have some more videos for you soon. Please like and subscribe as well. They are your friends, and I shall see you soon.